Second running of the Highbanks Hustle. Green flag is out, and we've got a race for the lead down the back straightaway. Fresno's Jake Hagopian is going to lead lap number one. Jake Hagopian, the surprise, leads lap number one. He beats Frank Flood down the back straightaway. Here comes Andrew Peters out of Converse, Indiana, up to second. Joe B. Miller looking now for the third position. Matt Howard rocketing around the outside in the fifth spot. Look at Jake Hagopian. That driver has found something here tonight. Jake Hagopian in car number 88. The teammate to Eric Wright. And Jake Hagopian is absolutely flying. Frank Flood has retaken the second spot. Frank Flood retook the second spot. Something had happened to Andrew Peters. Something happened to Andrew Peters, and he is dropping through the field like a rock. Something happened to Andrew Peters, car number 94, and he's dropping through the field. Up front, your leaders now in the lap traffic. Jake Hagopian slides through the lap traffic, gets around Scotty Britton. Scotty Britton, who stalls it maybe down in the first corner. He's trying to keep it going. Scotty trying to find the fire in car number 22. And finally, the car catches and fires down. Lauterbach 7th, Derek King is 8th as we come back to the green flag in the start of lap number 9. Pryor, Oklahoma's Frank Flood dives to the bottom, looks for the lead. He can't get it, and he's going to lose a bunch of car lengths to Jake Hagopian and be under attack from behind. Joe B. Miller trying to make the bottom work in that hyper, car number 51. Starting to show the nose to Matt Howard in car number 8. Here comes Jeremy Camp. Jeremy Camp also working the bottom side. 10 circuits are down. 10 circuits are down. The top groove, the front four absolutely flying on the top. We see battles all through the pack. Derek King starting to make up some ground in car number 1. Up front right now, it's all Jake Hagopian. Took the lead from the get-go, and he is pulling away once again from Frank Flood. And a car to the infield, it's the 15 of Jake Galusha. Jake Galusha takes the 15 to the infield. The leaders once again in the lap traffic. Hagopian goes around Mike Hudson. Here comes Flood around Mike Hudson. Flood now under attack from Joe B. Miller. Joe B. Miller and Jeremy Camp now starting to make that bottom come in as Matt Howard drops back. Joe B. has got Frank Flood. Joe B. got Frank Flood. Joe B. gets Frank Flood. We got a new driver in second place. It's Joe B. Miller. Joe B. Miller captured a $10,000 to win event down at Little Rock, Arkansas a few seasons ago, and he's on the hunt for another big payday. Here comes Joe B. Miller. Rick Miller's car number 51 starting to come in as we've completed 19 of 40 circuits. 20 laps complete this time by. There are the crossed flags from your chief starter. Jake Hagopian having to get through the lap traffic as Luke Verardi jumped the berm. Luke Verardi jumped the berm, and Joe B. Miller has caught your leader. Joe B. Miller caught the leader in traffic. He's right on the rear bumper. This could be a huge win for Joe B. Miller if he can take the lead and keep it, and a car in trouble right in front of him. Over in turns 3 and 4, and we'll see if Joe B. Miller with a clear track ahead of him, has got anything for Jake Hagopian. Green flag out once again, and up front, it's Jake Hagopian. Here comes Joe B. Miller. Joe B's found a groove that race car likes. He's able to put a little pressure on Jake Hagopian. Now they go back to the top, and Hagopian able to pull away. Here comes Joe B once again, can't make that pass. Joe B dives to the bottom, tries to slide up in front of Hagopian, tries to show him a nose. Here comes Frank Flood. Frank Flood regaining a little bit of momentum in car number 81, moves back into the third spot. Jeremy Kemp, trapped by the lap cars. Spencer Montgomery drops back to fourth. We approach 25 of 40 circuits complete. We approach the 25th lap of Jake Hagopian. Now beginning to pull away once again from Joe B. Miller. Joe B. Miller's best friend may be the tail end of this field. Let's see if Joe B. can get through the traffic better than Hagopian. Frank Flood is a-coming. Frank Flood is coming. Let's watch the 81 machine, your third place car. Frank Flood looking to make a clean sweep, and he is on the move. Here comes Frank Flood. Your top three rocket down the back straightaway. Here comes Joe B one more time up the racetrack, and he's able to make up a little ground, running the top in 1 and 2 and the bottom in 3 and 4. He's got a car in front of him. It's the 112 of Blake McDermott. Let's see how he handles that traffic as Frank Flood is closed on the rear of your 2 leaders. Now Hagopian goes to the bottom. Look at him slice through that traffic. Here comes Joe B. Miller, and Joe B. gets taken by Frank Flood. Frank Flood gets around car 51 and retakes the second spot. Laps are winding down. There's only so many laps left to get it done. Traffic into play. We have your top 3 running virtually nose to tail on the racetrack. Frank Flood to the bottom. Is he going to try to slide job? No, Frank Flood can't get around Frank Galusha. Joe B sweeps around the outside of the 29 of Kyle Amerson, trying to put him another lap down. Up front, it is Jake Hagopian. He will encounter the 37 of Nick Howard, also running the top side. Let's see if Hagopian can put one of those massive slide jobs on him as we are getting down to the end of the second running of the Highbanks Hustle. If Frank Flood's got anything, he's got to show it right now. Down the back straightaway, the lead 5 car lengths for Jake Hagopian. Frank Flood can see him. It's the Hound chasing the Rabbit as they go into turn number 1. Oh, and Hagopian hit the cushion very hard. 38, now 39 laps are complete. 1 lap to go. Here we go. Flood with the slide job. He couldn't make the pass. Here we go. Down the back straightaway. Off the 4th corner. Jake Hagopian's going to win it. Second is Joe B. Miller, and third is Frank Flood.